Oh.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers, the New York Jets, and while we're here, I might as well just say it. Word floating around the grapevine is there's a third team that has gotten involved in this potential Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes situation now. And that third team is not the Packers, by the way. As we know, he may decide to stay with the Packers, even though supposedly the Packers don't really want him anymore. They want to start Jordan Love. And they even took the stance of supposedly he is going to ride the bench so Jordan Love can start. I don't know that I believe that, but I also believe the report came from somewhere. I do believe that inside the organization of Green Bay. Whether or not somebody chicken shitted out, I don't know. And then you have the New York Jets. A lot of people feel like the Jets are a potential fit. They've got a couple of young wide receivers there. And, of course, they've got a really good defense, and they've got a good running back. So there are definite things about the Jets that would make it an attractive situation. And then you've got the Las Vegas Raiders, Davante Adams, and that's kind of about where that line gets drawn. It's like, okay, well, his favorite receiver he's ever worked with is out there, and obviously they need a quarterback, and Davante is lobbying hard very much for Aaron Rodgers. Now, said third team before we get to the Jets, Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans is now floating around out there. Stable coach, right? Derrick Henry, running back. And they may be thinking, look, we still got Derrick Henry. We got a decent O-line. Let's go for it. Aaron Rodgers is building a house in Nashville, by the way. So, just bringing that up, but that has been floated around. People think they're moving off Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill has been brought up with the Jets over the last day or so. Two Jets Hall of Famers are split on the team trading for Aaron Rodgers. A pair of new Jets Hall of Famers have different opinions on whether the future Hall of Famer should be a Jet. Cornerback Darrelle Revis is in favor of it. Defensive lineman, the legendary Joe Klecko, is not. Revis recently told TMZ that Rodgers, if he becomes a Jet, should, quote, come in humble. But Revis believes it can work. I believe he has weapons at every position, Revis said. As Jets fans, as Jet lovers, we can see some high-scoring games. We can see some big victories. Having a superstar quarterback in Rodgers, he can definitely put some points on the board very quickly, which would help the defense rest much better, and they can be more explosive. Klecko has a different opinion. He recently told Zach Gebb of CBS Sports Radio that Rodgers could ruin the locker room. Quote, giving the age of the team and the attitude that Rodgers will bring with him to New York. That's likely why Revis recommends Rodgers comes in humble. It also would be wise for Rodgers to come in early for all off-season work. I've been vocal about that. He should also welcome his new teammates to California or wherever he spends time in the off-season for off-the-clock workouts, like Patrick Mahomes did last year with new receivers. Wherever Rodgers plays in 2023, he needs to be all in. Hopefully his time in the darkness will have given him a specific piece of enlightenment. But frankly, he shouldn't need to be locked in a closet to know the difference between the Chiefs without Tyreek Hill and the Packers without Davante Adams was that Mahomes went far and above and beyond to make new players as comfortable as possible. Rodgers, in contrast, was aloof, standoffish, and not present. It goes on to talk about no wonder the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. So, and there's been distinctions, some correlations driven between young Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers back in the day, kind of how they play you're talking about two quarterbacks that are mobile and have really good arms, but they're not really scrambling or running quarterbacks, all right? They just have the ability to be elusive at times, pick up a first down if they need to by running 9 yards, that kind of thing. Rodgers is getting up in age, right? But no doubt. I mean, you have Garrett Wilson and Corey Davis in New York, Breece Hall. I mean, there are definite reasons why the New York Jets look very attractive, and Nathaniel Hackett. All right? And there's a correlation there. Obviously, he loves Hackett, so who knows what Aaron Rodgers would choose to do. He also made it very clear on the Pat McAfee show, he knows his contract is prohibitive. He knows it hurts the roster, it hurts the club, and he said he understands there's going to have to be some wiggling around his contract and trying to figure that out, whatever he decides to do. And he may decide to retire. Joe Klecko, that's an interesting take. He feels Joe Klecko's very old school, played in the 80s. Boomer Esiason was the one that banged the drum, one of the guys that banged the drum to try to get Klecko in. Esiason had him on CBS Sports Network the other day for a lengthy interview. And I think it's interesting. A lot of people are turned off a lot by Aaron Rodgers' attitude, all right? He doesn't give people the same sense that they get from Tom Brady, where Tom Brady has always been very team. I mean, for I don't know how many years, well, every year he was in New England, he didn't take as much money so they could try to fill the roster with competent talent. One of the problems Brady had in the end was he didn't feel like they were using said money, and they kind of wasn't. Wide receivers, etc., right? So it's interesting to see two Hall of Famers say it. Even Revis is aware of some of the potential attitude pitfalls that can come with Aaron Rodgers being your quarterback. I like Rodgers, believe it or not, more off the field, it seems like, because he's interesting off the field, and he's not afraid to speak his mind. He seems like a free thinker. I appreciate that. Okay, all the stuff around the vax and him basically saying, y'all can all go pound sand and kick rocks. I don't care what you think. Immunized, right? Would be interesting to see how New York accepts him, considering that kind of thing's going on. But look, a lot of people in New York are furious over all the stuff involving the vax and the mandates that they had up there. So I think most Jets fans would embrace him. I am sort of surprised. There are a lot of Jet fans that are sort of on the Derek Carr train more than Aaron Rodgers. Why? I heard an argument the other day that they felt like Derek Carr would give them, say, 5 years versus 2 years, and that they would have a chance with the talent to eventually win a Super Bowl in the third or fourth year with Derek Carr. Who knows? I worry about Derek Carr, his personality mixed with the New York media. I know that's been an issue potentially with Rodgers. I think Rodgers could handle it. I think he would relish the opportunity to spar weekly with New York media. And God, that would be interesting. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.